Hey everyone, thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today we're going to be talking about Cardano and its native token ADA. So if you guys like the content, please subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to turn your notifications on. Also, if you'd like, check out the Telegram channel in the description below to talk about any of the stuff we're talking about in the video. So the reason we're covering Cardano today is it's very timely to cover it. We've seen a recent move in the last few days. If we were to take, say, a measured move, just say since April 21st, you can see it peaked at around 17% up with a candle here at around 13%. Now, this is an interesting move, namely because it seems to be front-running a lot of the rest of the market. Now, typically, historically speaking, altcoins don't perform that well when Bitcoin is below the 20-week moving average. And again, it's because the 20-week moving average historically is a sign of a bull market holding support time and time again. And in a bear market, it holds it as resistance. Again, when we break the 20-week, we tend to go up, and then when we go below the 20-week, we tend to drop like a rock. So that happened here at 10K, and it happened here at 8.5K, all the way down to the 200-week moving average with a wick down to the 300-week moving average. Now, I think a lot of coins are ready to really take off if in fact Bitcoin can get above the 20-week moving average. But at this time, that remains to be seen. What we're going to want to see is to see weekly candles closing above the 20-week moving average, like we saw over here and like we saw back in April of 2019. Ultimately, we want to continue to close weekly candles above this moving average so that we can, really begin our several-year bull market. Now, for Cardano, the move that it has seen recently is interesting because it seems to really be front-running this. And we're going to talk about, maybe some reasons why. So if you're not familiar with Cardano, they've been working on the testnet and mainnet for, since 2017. So it's been a long time coming, but it is a very, sophisticated project, and they're essentially building it from the ground up. If you're not familiar, they're using proof of stake. And in fact, they launched their testnet a few months ago. And for those who were holding ADA, either in the Daedalus or Yori wallets, several months ago, I don't remember exactly when the date was, but I think it was sometime during the end of 2019. If you were holding ADA in those wallets, then you can actually participate in the testnet going on right now. And by participating in the testnet, you can actually get real ADA. Even though it's the testnet, you can actually earn real ADA through staking. So that's pretty interesting. Now, the reason for this move is most likely because the recent launch of the Daedalus wallet that's going to be used on the mainnet, which will be launched at some point, hopefully later this year. I think they've claimed that it would be, say, the second quarter. We would welcome that if it is this quarter. But as with any project, be cautiously optimistic about any timelines because when you're in programming, things always pop up that you're just not expecting. So just keep that in the back of your mind, but know that they are continuing to make progress. So you can see that Cardano has recently seen a fairly significant move, and it's coming before Bitcoin has gotten above the 20-week moving average. So if you go back and look at this chart on the weekly, you can see back in the last time that Cardano saw a fairly significant move like this started, in January. And if we go back and look at what Bitcoin was doing in January of this year, you can see that we broke through the 20-week moving average on January 13th, that week. Looking at the Cardano chart, you can see that it really started to gain valuation against Bitcoin. This is ADA with its valuation against Bitcoin, not US dollar. You can see that it started gaining value once Bitcoin broke the 20-week moving average. This time, it's already starting to gain some of that value back before Bitcoin has broken it. And I think, there's a good reason. I think it does have to do with the launch of the Daedalus wallet that is going to be used in the mainnet later this year because, while cosmetically, I don't think you're going to see a lot of changes with the wallet, there's a lot of stuff that's been done under the hood, which will also make, things later on, modules integrated, it'll make it a lot more seamless, and so on and so forth. So, and also the time to sync is now a lot quicker than it used to be. So it seems like they are making improvements. It has taken a decent amount of time to do it, but there is a fairly involved community that have seen this project through for years, and I know they've been very happy to start to see some positive movement here, even while Bitcoin is actually below its 20-week moving average, which historically means we're not in full bull market mode yet. So in terms of the actual valuation of the token, I think for us to continue to see this move go up and up, I think you just need to look mainly at the Bitcoin chart. If you see us get rejected by the 20-week and then come back down to the 100-week moving average and even down to the 200-week, then clearly your position of Cardano against Bitcoin, there is a chance that it's going to, a decent chance that it would lose valuation against Bitcoin. You can see we've basically been just oscillating in this channel for quite a while now. And let's actually take a measured move there, because we've been in this region for quite a long period of time. So 259 days. And during this time, Bitcoin has been going above the 20-week moving average and below it. And at the same time, for the most part, ADA in and of itself has been oscillating with its valuation with respect to Bitcoin. So here it seems like ADA is front running a lot of the rest of the market. I think a lot of coins in the market will see their valuations against Bitcoin go up if Bitcoin can get above the 20-week moving average and start printing weekly candles above it. But again, the reason why we're covering Cardano right now is because it seems to be front running this. So what I'm watching for, just simply speaking, is looking for Bitcoin to get above the 20-week moving average, and for us to really start this move with Bitcoin and to see a commensurate move with ADA. So that's what I'm looking for. If you look at the chart with respect to US dollar, it almost, to some degree, it seems like we've come full circle. If you just look at the macro level trend, I mean, drawing a line, say, from this capitulation candle all the way over, I mean, that's basically, sorry about that, this is basically going full circle in a sense, because we're basically here, we were at around 2 cents, and we ultimately capitulated to around 2 cents again. So this was quite the ride for many people. Hopefully that this move here is starting fresh, starting anew, moving into the next cycle of this bull market, or of the market, moving into the bull market phase of the market cycle, which remains to be seen whether Bitcoin is going to start that now or if it's going to kick the can down the road. But if you follow this channel, then I'm a big believer in the fact that, or in the idea that we are experiencing lengthening cycles. So if that is the case, I think that this next bull market, whenever it does start, is going to be a very long and protracted one that ultimately won't peak likely until, say, 2023, plus or minus 6 months or something like that. So I would just hope to see steady gains in ADA with respect to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin reaches the 20-week moving average, I would expect ADA to continue gaining on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin reaches its previous all-time high, that is when coins historically have performed very well. And just as a reminder, you can't see this with Cardano because it didn't launch until late in 2017. But if you go look at many other coins that saw decent moves in 2017, a lot of them saw a really good move at the beginning of 2017 when Bitcoin reached its previous all-time high. The next time coins took off, like you see here, where they saw just incredible returns in such a short period of time, was near the end of the bull run that Bitcoin had. One of the main coins that tended, that kind of led the last market cycle was Ethereum, and it actually had its first move, its significant move against Bitcoin when Bitcoin got above the 20-week moving average and held it as support for the first time during the market cycle. So it would be interesting if ADA could somehow mimic a similar move. I think that it's going to be challenging, honestly speaking, to take market share away from Ethereum, but it's not impossible. As long as ADA continues to build out what it's been promising, and if projects really start using it and more developers get on board, it's not that hard to imagine it taking off. But again, the risk on this is significantly higher, than just say Bitcoin. So I'm not here to just shill any specific project. I want to talk frankly about it. I do like Cardano. I like ADA. I like what they're doing. I like the academic approach that the team takes. I have a PhD in engineering myself, which I think is one of the reasons that it initially attracted me to the project. But just always understand the risks involved. With that said, 2 cents seems like congratulations for anyone who managed to scoop some ADA up at that price point, because it was basically the same price level that you could have gotten in at before the major move that ADA saw in 2017 and 2018. So we'll continue to follow ADA over the next several years as we make our way through the next market cycle. Hopefully we can look back and identify this area here. It seems to be a pretty clear accumulation phase. The main question is whether the accumulation phase is ending here and we're about to start finally moving back up, or if Bitcoin is going to get rejected by the 20-week, and then this valuation might come back down and we'll just kick the can down the road. So I guess I hope you guys enjoyed the channel or the content. I would appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. I don't know why I'm having a hard time speaking today, but thanks for your patience. Again, check out the Telegram channel in the description below. And if you want to support the channel, you can also find information about that in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.